friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angela, and if you have been watching my recent vlogs, you know that I'm currently on a 3-week-long trip around Northern Europe, and we just arrived here in Norway from Germany, where we just ended our 7-day-long cruise. If you want to watch that vlog, you can check it out right over here. We just arrived in Bergen here in Norway, and we are currently just chilling in the empty airport. It is about 11 p.m. at night, and we're just waiting for some friends who are going to be joining us for this leg of the trip. We are very excited to explore Bergen. I've never been here before. I have just seen some very pretty pictures and really wanted to come here, so I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to. So yeah, we're just gonna meet up with our friends very soon, and then we're gonna pick up our car rental from Hertz back there, and then we're gonna head over to our Airbnb where we're gonna be staying for the next 2 nights. So I will take you along with us for our travels around Bergen. Once our friends arrived, we went to pick up our rental car from Hertz, which was a little bit of a mess, but we finally got it, and then we drove to McDonald's to grab a little bit of food and to check out the Norwegian menu, and then we drove straight to the Airbnb because it was really late at night and we all needed to get some sleep so that we could get exploring the next day. Morning. It is our first full day here in Bergen, and we are about to head out for our day to explore the town. But yesterday we just got in pretty late. We had trouble getting our rental car and then finding our Airbnb, but we finally found it, and then we went to sleep very late last night, so we kind of slept in a little bit this morning. But we are about to head out for our day of exploring Bergen, so I will take you along with us. This was my first out of 3 full days in Norway, and of course we had to check out beautiful Bergen and explore the city. The first place we went to is the iconic Bergen area, which is the old wharf of Bergen and is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. To grab a quick breakfast, we checked out Baker Brun, where we tried the famous Norwegian school bread, which is a delicious pastry with a vanilla custard in the center. After our quick bite, we continued to explore this beautiful area of Bergen with its beautiful, colorful wooden buildings and many gift shops along the way. Our next stop as we explored this beautiful city was this lovely little hot dog stand called Tre Kroner, and they serve a wide variety of different hot dogs, but their most famous, according to the worker there, is their reindeer hot dog, so we all tried one of those. They put this delicious lingonberry jam and some mustard as well as some fried onions on top, and it makes for the perfect combination. I would never really think of putting lingonberry sauce on my hot dogs, but after I tried this one, I might just prefer it over the ketchup, mustard, and relish that we get in North America. After absolutely devouring our delicious reindeer hot dogs, we continued walking around the beautiful city of Bergen and ended up at the farmers market, where they had a whole bunch of vendors along the water who were all selling different types of food to try. There were vendors selling all kinds of interesting meats like whale, moose, and reindeer, as well as different types of seafood. We stopped by one of the seafood stalls to try their Bergen fish soup as well as fish cakes. And one of our other friends tried a skewer of whale meat, which apparently tasted like a chewier, gamier beef. And then we decided to try some moose meat as well, which they kind of chopped up and put some lingonberry sauce and served with salad, which tasted honestly like any other kind of meat, nothing too special in its taste. After enjoying the beautiful wharf area for a little bit longer, we head over to the Bergen Fish Market to check out what they had as well. They had a bunch of different types of caviar and different types of seafood, which all looked very fresh and delicious. After exploring the beautiful city center of Bergen, we decided to get a different view of Bergen by taking the Flåmsbana funicular railway all the way up to the top of Mount Flåen. The funicular ride takes less than 10 minutes and costs 90 kroner per person for a one-way trip, which we pre-purchased through their app. The top of Mount Flåen provides beautiful, picturesque views of the entire city of Bergen and the Bay Area, and there are many walking and hiking trails available as well. We did the short and relaxing walk over to the little lake up top and even passed by this giant troll statue, which I later learned is the duplicate of the one that sits in the NORWAY pavilion at the Epcot in Disney World. After exploring the top of the mountain, we decided to make our descent back to the city center, which was a really lovely 30-minute walk where we got to enjoy beautiful views and the forest and even this fun little slide along the way. Overall, Bergen is such a beautiful city and I highly recommend checking it out. After listening to my parents talk about it for so many years and seeing so many beautiful photos and postcards of this city, I'm so grateful that I got to see it with my own eyes and take in the beautiful architecture and scenery. Our last stop of the day was the grocery store because we needed to grab a bunch of stuff for our trip the next day. We just got back from the grocery store and bought a bunch of stuff for the next 2 days. So, tell them what you got.
I got 2 salads.
They were each 44 kroner, so roughly a little over 5 Canadian.
I got some whole wheat cracker things that were like 20 kroner-ish. I got some shrimp in mayo, which is a very popular Norwegian thing that's put on burger patties. And then I got 2 cans of corn because I love corn.
I got corn nuts because I wanted a snack. These were 29 kroner.
How many bugles? How many bugles?
Excuse me. I got candy and I got chips.
A lot of chips.
Yep.
How many bags of chips did y'all buy?
4.
4 bags of chips.
4 bags.
Good morning. It is currently 6:45 a.m. and we are about to head out for our day. Yesterday we had a lot of fun exploring Bergen. We went up to the lookout point, we walked around the city, we grabbed a bunch of food, we tried some interesting meats, we tried moose and reindeer, and then we bought some groceries and came back to our Airbnb because we needed to wake up early today. So we had an early night, but we did watch Frozen because we are in Norway, so had to watch our iconic Scandinavian Disney movie. Today we woke up extra early because we need to drive pretty far today to go catch a fjord cruise. It's gonna take almost like 3 hours to get there, so we're gonna start driving pretty early, and then our cruise is at around 12 p.m. I think the one we booked is. Then afterwards we're probably just gonna do a couple of things, but then I need to go catch a train from Flåm all the way to Oslo, where I'm going to be meeting up with my parents tonight, and that train is at 4 p.m. So that's all we have planned for today. Apparently the train ride from Flåm is supposed to be very, very beautiful, like the most beautiful train ride in Norway or in the world. So I'm very excited for that, but I will take you along with us for day number 2 here in Norway. That morning, we packed up our stuff and checked out of our Airbnb and head out for our long drive from Bergen to Gudvangen, which is where our fjord cruise started. The drive was about 2.5 hours long, but despite the rain, we got some beautiful views of the waterfalls and mountains in western Norway, and even got to stop in Stalheim to see this beautiful view of the Nærøy Valley. Brekkie break. Got our school bread. $10. Not bad.
$1 each.
Oh yeah, Norwegian kroner, 10 Norwegian. As we continue driving towards Gudvangen, we saw so many beautiful waterfalls along the way, and all this amazing scenery just made me so grateful to finally get to explore Norway, which, fun fact, is actually the country where I was born. But my family moved to Canada when I was just a baby, and we've only come back to Oslo once, mostly to visit friends and family, so I've never really had the chance to explore and take in all of this beautiful country. Currently here in Gudvangen, which is where we are taking our fjord cruise very shortly, but there's so many beautiful waterfalls here and it's freaking stunning. It's like this beautiful valley, a billion waterfalls. Like, this is what I was expecting of Lauterbrunnen in Switzerland, and I didn't really see that many waterfalls there, so this is beautiful. Once we arrived in Gudvangen, we had a little bit of time to walk around and explore this small village which serves as the gateway to the Nærøyfjord and the starting point of our fjord cruise. After taking some photos, we boarded our modern-looking cruise ship, which is fully electric with no noise or emissions disrupting the peaceful environment. The ship itself was very spacious with long winding walkways outside and tall panoramic windows inside the lounge to provide a full view of the marvelous landscape. Luckily for us, the weather and gray clouds cleared up during the fjord cruise, so we enjoyed the majestic views of one of Norway's most breathtaking natural wonders, as well as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I mean, just look at these stunning views. The cruise from Gudvangen to Flåm was about a 2-hour ride one way, and there was a little cafe on board that served some food and drinks, so we got another Norwegian hot dog to snack on as we continued to enjoy the spectacular views from the boat. For those who might not know, because I didn't either, fjords are long, narrow bodies of water with steep sides or cliffs that were carved out long ago by the glaciers. As the name hints, the Nærøyfjord is the narrowest fjord in Norway and is a branch of the large Sognefjord, which is nicknamed the King of Fjords and is Norway's longest and deepest fjord. After 2 hours of unbelievable views, we arrived at the end stop of Flåm, which is this tiny picturesque fjord village that welcomes hundreds of thousands of tourists each year. I walked around the market area a little bit before saying goodbye to my sister and friends as they would be continuing their journey in the Norwegian mountains while I head to Oslo to meet up with my parents. The first leg of my journey took place on the Flåmsbana, which is known as one of the most beautiful and steepest train rides in the world. After grabbing a seat on the busy train, I enjoyed the beautiful views as we traveled through the mountains and tunnels with many waterfalls along the way, including a full 5-minute photo stop at the Kjosfossen waterfall, where everyone disembarks the train and goes onto the exclusive platform to get a picture with the rushing waterfall and watch this interesting dance performance by a mysterious lady in red who is supposed to be the Huldra, which is an elusive forest spirit from Norse mythology who lures and seduces men. So watch out for your husbands. Afterwards, we head back onto the train for the rest of our hour-long train ride, which goes from sea level in Flåm to the Myrdal mountain station, which is situated 867 meters above sea level. There, I transferred from the Flåmsbana to a different train for my 5-hour train ride all the way to Oslo. Luckily for me, this train ride also had stunning views of the Norwegian scenery out the window, as well as fairly comfortable seats, so I got to sit back and relax until I arrived in Oslo at around 11 p.m. at night. Good morning! It is my third day here in Norway, and today I'm here in Oslo, and I'm going to be exploring Oslo for the day. Yesterday I had a very fun train journey from Flåm. I went to Myrdal by the Flåm Railway, which is like the super famous touristy, beautiful scenic railway. And then after I took the train from Myrdal to Oslo station with another very beautiful scenic train as well, and that was really nice. And then I got in really late yesterday, around 11, to the train station, and then my parents picked me up and we drove to our family friend's house for the night where we stayed. Today we just woke up and ate some delicious breakfast at our family friend's house, and now we are heading out for the day. As you can see, currently in the car, just went through a tunnel. Today we are driving into Oslo, like the downtown area, to go explore the city, which I'm really excited about because I haven't been back here in like over 10 years and I don't really remember much from my last trip, so I'm excited to explore a bit. And then I am meeting up with my cousins later this evening, who I haven't seen in a hot minute, just to grab some dinner and catch up with them. So I'm very excited to spend my day here in Oslo, and I will take you along with us. For our sightseeing day in Oslo, we drove to the Vikeland Park, which is the outdoor sculpture complex in Frogner Park and is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Norway. The park has over 200 sculptures created by the famous Norwegian sculptor Gustav Vikeland in the 1930s and 40s and is an evocative tribute to humankind in all of its complexity. The stunning centerpiece called the Monolith stands at the highest point in the park with 121 figures carved out of one single block of granite. This park is definitely a must-see if you're in Oslo. We are currently at the Holmenkollen, which is a very cool like ski jump that they use for the Olympics. This morning we did like a quick stop in the little town that I was born in, and we went to our old house, we went to the hospital that I was born in, so that was really nice. And then we walked to the park and enjoyed that for a bit. They were actually giving away free food at the park. Food is really expensive here in Norway, so we got some free lunch, which is great. And now we are just taking a quick break before we continue on into downtown Oslo. Driving into the more downtown area of Oslo, we first checked out the stunning Opera House building that looks like it's rising out of the water. Then we drove over to the beautiful Akerbruket neighborhood, which is known for the pier and has so many nice restaurants and shops to explore. While exploring downtown Oslo, my parents shared many stories from their time living there, and it was so nice to be able to connect this city to our family history in such a personal way. Walking down Karl Johans gate, which is the main street in the city, I got to see so many important buildings in Oslo, including the Royal Palace, which is home to the Norwegian monarchy, the National Theatre, as well as the Parliament building. After roaming around downtown Oslo, I head over to meet my cousins at Oslo Central Station near this tiger statue. Before our dinner reservation, they took me to see the new Oslo Public Library, which is another iconic building where you can enjoy literature, art, films, lectures, and more. Then we head over to the famous Munch Museum, where we first went up to the 12th floor to eat dinner at their restaurant and sky bar. There we ate a delicious fish dish and then went on to the rooftop terrace to enjoy the bird's eye view of Oslo and the harbor. Shout out to my amazing cousins for treating me to this incredible meal. After dinner, we went down to explore the Munch Museum, and luckily for us, we were there on a Wednesday evening, which meant that we got free admission to the museum. Edvard Munch was a Norwegian painter and printmaker who is most famous for the Scream, which is one of the world's most iconic paintings.
Morning, it is my last day here in Norway, unfortunately, and pretty much of my 3-week-long trip in Northern Europe. I still have a few hours here, but I'm just chilling at my cousin's house right now. And yesterday was so much fun. I got to explore a bunch of Oslo, go to a bunch of places that have a lot of sentimental value to my parents, and then I met up with my cousins in the afternoon for dinner. We went to the Munch Museum, and they basically have like 3 versions of this Scream. One's with crayon, one is with oil, and one is like a print bit, which I did not know. I thought there was just like one Scream painting, but there's 3 of them, and instead of just displaying them all at the same time, they display them all like one at a time. According to them, it's because they can't be like exposed to light for very long, so they rotate them every half hour. Like one will close and then the next one will open, and so on. My cousin had been to the museum 2 times before, and she had only gone to see 2 of the paintings because before they used to rotate them out every hour, but now they changed it to every half hour. So we saw like the crayon one first when we got into the museum around like 6, and then we walked around the rest of the museum, saw all of like the different floors, and then at like 7:20 we went back to the room so that we could catch the changing of paintings. So we got to see at 7:20 it was the stencil print one, and then right at 7:30 they changed it to the oil painting one. It was so busy when they were changing it, and like the whole room was just like full of people, but we got to see all 3, which is very exciting. And then after that we just walked around like the barcode area, which is like this really cool area in Oslo where they have these buildings that kind of look like a barcode because they have all different heights but like similar widths. And then we just chilled and took the subway back to their place because I stayed here for the night. And today I just woke up and got ready, and I'm chilling with my grandma today for a few hours before my parents are coming to pick me up, because my dad and I need to head over to the airport because we are leaving today. So I'm all packed up and ready to go. But I had so much fun here in Norway. It was so nice being back to my motherland where I was born, and really being able to be a tourist this time, because the last time I came it was just like all visiting family. I was with my parents the whole time, so they were just like bringing us to meet a bunch of people. But this time my sister and I were like, you two go back to Oslo, see all the people you want to see. And we got to travel a little bit and see Bergen and see the fjords and the Flåm and everything, so that was so nice. I'm so glad that I got to do like some more sightseeing this time around, because honestly I don't remember that much from my last trip. Norway's such a beautiful country, and I'm so glad to have so many roots here and like family here. It's an amazing country. It is very expensive, so can't really afford to stay for very long, but for the time that I got to spend here, I'm really glad that I got to see so much of the country, and I am excited to come back and see my cousins soon and hopefully be here not too far in the future. So far it's been like in decade-long increments, but hopefully the next time is not in a decade, but we'll see. But yeah, Norway is such a beautiful country, and if you have the chance to visit it, it. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for coming along with me this week for my travels in Norway. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more videos coming very soon. I am flying today from here to Dublin, and I'm staying there for one night and then heading back to Canada after, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a vlog about Dublin because I've already been there and I already have a vlog from there, so we shall see. But anyways, thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.